Welcome viewers to the Saturday, August 19th, 2023 edition of 284 News. I'm Jacko Wooding, bringing you the top stories from this week. Thank you so much for joining us. We begin with news that Deputy Premier and Minister for Financial Services, Labor and Trade, the Honorable Lorna Smith, described the recent trade mission to Guyana as a success, stating that plans are already afoot to have a second trade mission to the country very soon. Honorable Smith made the comments during a press conference on Tuesday morning as she revealed that several promising initiatives are on the horizon following the trip.
Perhaps most importantly, a number of representatives of the private sector will be returning to Guyana in short order to maximize the business opportunities that have emerged during the visit. The mission was very successful, and we were delighted to receive such a warm welcome from colleagues in government and representatives from the private sector. In addition, we have identified new opportunities for BVI business. We've examined how Guyana is moving towards a low-carbon economy, which will assist us in our own journey. We've established links to benefit our own economy and especially our agricultural sector. And we've reinforced our relationship with one of the leading and largest members of CARICOM.
Honorable Smith also briefly touched on some of the initiatives, adding that they will not solely be government-oriented, but will also be geared towards benefiting the private sector.
We shared with the major private sector organizations how BVI financial services structures and wealth management products can assist them during this phase of the development of Guyana. In fact, it's economic transition, if you want to put it that way, especially as they pertain to facilitating inward investment. Additionally, the central bank has invited one of our team to register its business with the bank to help Guyana address challenges using digital solutions. A member of the BVI private sector has offered to partially fund a scholarship to the Guyana School of Agriculture to increase such expertise right here in the Virgin Islands. The BVI will consider lifting the visa requirements for Guyanese living and working in this territory. The strong cultural connection between the Virgin Islands and Guyana will be reinforced through student and cultural exchanges and working together at CARICOM and other international fora.
The Deputy Premier also provided some insight into the engagements which were had during the trip, stating that each meeting was well attended.
During the visit, I met with President Honorable Dr. Irfan Ali, Vice President Dr. Bharat Jagdeo, the Prime Minister, Honorable Mark Phillips, and the Minister of Tourism, Industry and Commerce, Honorable Oneida Walrond, as well as the Central Bank Governor and his team. In addition, there was strong engagement from the Guyanese private sector, and all of our meetings with various business organizations were well attended with senior representation. We hosted a reception for between 50 and 60 senior business persons and government officials, as well as the British High Commissioner, who was very helpful to us. Indeed, the spirit of partnership between us was evident throughout, and there was mutual agreement that the mission was the starting gun on building a closer relationship with clear opportunities identified.
As it pertains to agriculture and fisheries, the minister responsible, the Honorable Carl Dawson, said he observed several opportunities that will benefit the industries in the territory.
So we were able to make contact with a number of groups, very receptive in every instance. The members of the Ministry of Agriculture, we had the opportunity to meet with the minister himself, and as well as the Guyanese Livestock Development Agency and the National Agricultural Research and Extension Institute. And they were both very helpful, and we see great prospects for cooperation. There are, initiatives that they have had that we can see ourselves moving forward in. They have an extensive technical network for gathering information on farmers across the entire Guyanese, and a very comprehensive interface for seeing that information, for laying out that data, and we look to see that as something that could potentially be implemented here in the BVI.
And viewers, with that, we take you to a quick word from our sponsors. Stay with us because we will be right back.
Yo, everything good, Dad?
Aye. This thing got me one way, Daddy.
What you mean?
Ever since I hook up with this thing, I can't eat, I can't sleep. This is the first thing I touch it when I reach home.
What you really? Hey, this ain't like you,
Dad, this thing got me staying home, keeping out of trouble me.
Wow. What your name is?
Shit. I talking about my CCT life.
Don't worry about missing your favorite series, sports, news, and local programming. Come to CCT today and sign up for CCT Live to access over 80 channels. CCT Live. Bring it home.
1 month free trial turn into 5. 5 months turn into, well, you know I watching ball. I even watching football. Dad, Nickelodeon, Paw Patrol. I am hooked. Hook, I tell you.
Is someone gonna get that?
Hello.
Hello. So nice of you to have cleaned up for us. Hi, baby.
We're like in-laws that don't show up unannounced.
Don't worry. I've got this.
CG Insurance. Good like that.
Is that my lunch? Is that my lunch?
We're like the coworker that doesn't eat your lunch.
I'm John. I'm John.
CG Insurance. Good like that.
Welcome back, and thank you so much for staying with us. We need to have these problems solved yesterday. That was the position of Representative for the 3rd District, the Honorable Julian FRASER, as he addressed the House of Assembly on the territory's enduring water issues.
The problems that we are having with water, Madam Speaker, cannot continue. We went through an election, and in case the government side doesn't realize it, in case they forgot, the people did not vote for them to sit over there. So it should tell you something. The people voted for change. Change in the way you deliver water to them. It is unsustainable. It is not acceptable. The water problems that we're having.
His address underscored the pressing challenges of an unsustainable and unreliable water supply. He lamented the growing impact of the water issue on a significant portion of the population, stressing that the situation is intensifying as the demand for water continues to grow.
Now I'm hearing everybody from every district complaining, even the member from the 6th district complaining, where all the reservoirs lie and where the department lies. Even he's complaining for water. Madam Speaker? Madam Speaker, I hear the minister talk about infrastructure. Well, if you sit there right now talking about infrastructure, Madam Speaker, check the number of years, you'll see that those years will pass and the infrastructure will be the same way it is right now. You have to fix it. You have a supply, which you didn't have before. The amount of water that the territory consumes right now, they didn't consume it 20 years ago. They didn't consume it 15 years ago. But we have to fix this problem.
With a sense of urgency, the seasoned legislator asserted his belief that the water issue stands the most critical dilemma confronting the territory. He advocated for prioritizing the water crisis over other concerns, notably emphasizing its significance over the condition of roads.
I believe that more people would prefer to drop in a pothole and get home and get a bath than drop in a pothole, get home, and don't get a bath. I think the water issue is more critical. I cannot understand, Madam Speaker, for the life of me, how people could live without water. I just can't understand it. How do you go home, turn the valve on, and there's no water? How do you survive? So, Minister, you might take it personal, but I don't think you should. It's a job you asked for, you begged for this job. You ran hard for this job, and you got the job. Another man was looking for the job, you run so hard, you beat him. So now you gotta fix the problems.
Turning his attention to his fellow representatives, particularly those aligned with the government, FRASER implored them to exhibit an unwavering commitment to tackling the water issue head-on. He made it abundantly clear that the rationale of delayed funding from the Premier would not be a valid excuse.
You can't look at the Premier and believe that because he didn't give you the money, everything is all well and dandy. You've got to get on his case. Every time you see him, look in his face and tell him, Premier, we need to get the water problems fixed.
In other news, Territorial at-Large Representative the Honorable Stacey Mather has called for greater diversification in the government's approach to creating employment opportunities for the public against the backdrop of a $1 million allocation for the rated program. Mather told the House of Assembly that while he is pleased to see this increased level of investment, there needs to be more than just bush-cutting opportunities available. He challenged the legislature to create programs that not only employ young people, but also build career paths.
I was very happy to see that the rated program has over $1 million budgeted. However, during the committee stages, I was troubled because a lot of the conversations that went down about employment in that program seems to be cutting bush. And while I do appreciate that people do need jobs, I challenge all of us in this House to try to create, as was stated by other colleagues, programs that employ our young people and create career paths.
Noting the presence of increased talks locally and regionally on the blue economy, the orange economy, and so forth, Mather called for these areas to be tapped for youth employment opportunities.
When a lot of talk about the blue economy, there's an orange economy. Deputy Premier will talk about that tomorrow. And other things in our country that can give our young people a better quality of life and pathways to feeling like they're included in a country, they have hope in a country, and they're not sitting in a country where the wealth is only circulated among some and not others.
And viewers, of that, we take you to a quick word from our sponsors. Stay with us. We will be right back.
Is business slow? Cash flow down? Hosting an upcoming event? We can help. Advertise with 284 Media and take your business or event to the next level by enhancing your present marketing and messaging strategies. Allow our team of experts to create a personalized ad that sets your business apart from all the rest. This could be your business or event. So, what are you waiting for? Contact our marketing team at 284media@cctbvi.com. Advertising with us works.
So you're saying I can ask this cat any question?
The cat is connected to the computer. You just type in the question, it will read his mind. There the answer comes.
You're the man! I've been looking for this for weeks.
Father Jesus, that line here long like church service.
Alright, do enjoy the rest of the day. Next customer line, please. Wait, hold on a second.
Yes, Sonny boy, come, yes, son.
Good morning.
Good morning, Sonny boy. Hold on there. You must have cut front of people.
It's okay, I'll take care of it.
What? No man forget you.
How may I assist you? Yes. You want top of power?
You want top of power?
Join the prepaid party with CCT and enjoy more affordable data plans, more top-up promotions, more savings with hero bundles, and more value for your money each and every Tuesday with Top Up Turn Up Tuesday. Visit a CCT store today or anywhere CCT Top Up is sold and top up your phone.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. You want top of power?
Welcome back and thank you so much for staying with us. Virgin Islands culture was on display on August 9th for the East End Long Look Cultural Experience. Residents and visitors spent the day at the Greenland Field, where they had the opportunity to see and experience a variety of domestic and commercial tools, toys, and machines which would have been used by those living in the Virgin Islands in the past. Our team was on the ground and took in the event, so here's a look.
My grandparents, pale, firewood, craft, handmade, rocks, shoe repair, bikes, tree plants, some history books, and myself. It's our culture, and if you could go way back, you know where we at, to where we is. If you want a future, you have to hold on to this. That's my style. I don't care what you know and what you don't know. If you don't have somebody else with you, bye-bye. That's common sense.
In other news, the Church of God Prophecy Long Look and the youth organizations of the 7th and 8th districts will stage the Stop the Violence March on Sunday, August 20th, 2023 at 3:30 p.m. The march is aimed at advocating against gun violence in the respective communities and the territory overall. It is expected that the main participants will mainly be youth of these communities. The theme of the event is Put Down the Gun, Save the Generation. Delaney Gordon and Clarence Thomas joined us to discuss the event.
I think it's important to host this march because too many people are losing their lives due to conflicts and unsolved solutions.
Okay, now it's no secret that a lot of the loss of lives, most of them, have occurred in the 7th and 8th districts across the territory in general. And the location for this event is strategically chosen. It is by the Stickett in Long Look, where we have lost lives. Ms. Thomas, tell us about the selection of this location and what the day's activities will look like.
The selection is important because we lost so many lives around that same area. And the day activity, we want to, portray that we are serious, that it needs to stop.
Mm-hmm.
That violence around that area needs to stop. Yes, it is putting a scar in our land. We grew up in that area, happy children. I was a happy little girl in Long Look. Yes, we heard about Long Look not being so good, but it has gotten worse now with the violence. The violence has gotten worse. In those days, our guys used to fight, but these guys are killing each other. And they're making it look like it's a norm, but it's not a norm in that place. And we don't want our children to be growing up in that kind of environment. So it needs to stop.
The organizers said that the event was born out of growing concerns of the negative impact of gun violence, especially on children in the BVI. They said, quote, "This impact is often initially unnoticed, but later manifests itself in continued violence over the years."
We're going to start at the march up at the eastern part, and we're
Okay.
going to come down. We're going to go all inside where, one of the second to last murder took place, in by the bar, and ask them to please stop killing each other. You know, even though you have a lifestyle or something, the murdering is what causes the problem, what is disturbing the children in the community. And that's why we decided to really put on this march, so we can ask those young men to stop killing one another.
Understood. Now, when we make our way back to the sticket, tell me about the presentations. Will there be speakers?
Back at the sticket, we are going to have the children chanting. We're going to have posters asking them to stop the violence, put down the gun, stop the violence. We're going to have dancing, we're going to have singing, you know, heal the world. We need the area to be healed. We're going to do a declaration on the land, because I think the land needs to be healed.
Understood.
So we're going to have a declaration done. We're going to have talk about, you know, why is this, you know, it shouldn't be disturbing us like this. It's too much. Too many parents are crying. So we're going to ask them please to stop it.
All, and especially the youth, are invited to participate in this important event.
Now, Delani, I have to ask you, what grade are you in?
Well, I'm going to 9th.
You're going to 9th grade?
No, I'm going to 8th.
You're going to 8th grade. Cool. When you look at your community of Eastern Longlook, both, we can put them together because they're family, the 7th and 8th districts. What would you like persons to know about the violence that is plaguing or attacking your communities? What would you like to say to them?
Well, too many lives are being taken, and it's either somebody's dad or somebody's child. And when it's someone's dad, the child is probably young and they cannot grow up to know their dad. And when it's their child, it hurts very much. Cause like you do not want your child's life to be taken due to just a little conflict.
Okay, and I'd like to continue there. Can you speak to the general public, the persons from all across the Virgin Islands, and encourage them to come out and support this march?
The public, we need to come out, and we need to enforce that everyone comes out so that we can stop the violence in the Virgin Islands, because too many lives are being taken.
Mr. Gordon took some time to share his personal experience of one of his relatives who had been affected by gun violence.
I'd also like to add, right? My sister's father, life was taken due to gun violence. And she does not, and now she has to grow up without knowing him. And I do not feel that that is fair, that someone thought that they would rather take his life than having him and sparing him and having his child know him. And that is the fact with most people nowadays. They do not care what is going on, and they just feel since someone has done something to them, they must take revenge.
For more information leading up to the event, please don't hesitate to contact the organizers at 284-344-6887 or 284-496-7155. For the full interview, you can check out all 284 media platforms. Also this weekend, hire BVI, whose mission is to be the leading human resources solutions company in the British Virgin Islands by providing superior products and services to its clients, is back again hosting its back-to-school Wet FETE event on Saturday, August 26th at the Noah Lloyd Positive Action Movement Park from 12 noon. The staple event, which persons look forward to every year, is aimed at creating a fun experience for students of all ages across the Virgin Islands ahead of their return to school.
It really is a last lap event for our youngsters. Last lap, I'm stealing that, but that's what it is. We are gonna have games, slides, food and drink will be on sale. So everything that really gets them out of the house, having some fun right before they head back into the classrooms for another school year.
Indeed.
So we are just so excited. Last year's event was absolutely amazing. I know some persons would remember. We're gonna be essentially doing that and more this year. So definitely can look forward to some of the staple things that you'd have seen last year. I know we had that big blue slide.
Yes.
It was seen all around
Huge.
town. It's huge. So we're gonna be bringing that back, and we are gonna have a water zone again, so you can play all your water related games and activities. We'll have slides and bounces and all of those things.
Corporate trainer at Higher BVI also spoke about the registration process.
The registration process is really simple. You just come to us and we collect a few details and we give you the ticket that allows you to get the school supplies on the day of the event. If you would not register prior to the event, unfortunately, you would not be able to receive school supplies. So as you mentioned, our first registration drive was held on Saturday at the CCT flagship store. We had great turnout from a lot of people, and keep in mind that supplies are limited, so you do want to come out as early as possible to complete your registration. We only have a few more tickets left, so tentatively the final registration is gonna be this Saturday. It is from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. We're still gonna be at the CCT flagship store, so come out early. We'll be there from 2, so you wanna come out at 2 o'clock to register to get your tickets for your school supplies. In addition to the school supplies, we do have some amazing sponsors on board, and they're gonna be helping us to give away some haircuts and some hairstyles as well.
Wonderful.
And of course, those are limited also, so definitely wanna come out as early as possible so that you'll be able to maximize on the benefits that are being offered for this back to school event.
All-inclusive passes are also available at a minimal cost, which provides participants with unlimited access to the amenities.
So for the different games and activities that will be on site the day of the event, of course, these come at a minimal cost. So what we have done is just consolidated this cost into just one fee. It's only $20, and you'll be able to play as many games, go on the slide as many times as you want, in and out of the pool as many times as you want, all day long. This cost is available once you purchase the bands beforehand. So it's $20 beforehand. It will be available on the day of the event, but it's going to be a little bit more than $20 at that time.
The event continues to receive tremendous corporate support from across the Virgin Islands through its sponsors. Higher BVI has thanked the many persons who have contributed.
So listen, Higher BVI has the best corporate sponsors around, and nobody can tell me different.
Congratulations on that.
We, year after year, when we do these things, we get persons coming to us and saying, hey, how can I help? I see what you're doing. And really want to thank them again. CCT and 284 Media always sponsoring whatever it is that we're doing. So we're so grateful for that partnership. National Bank of the Virgin Islands is on board, of course. McKelly's Beauty Salon is on board with us. Tropical Shipping, Vision Sound System, The Bookshelf, and so many others are on board, and we really want to thank them. And if there's anyone else that is listening that wants to be a part of this, wants to collaborate with us, still have an opportunity to do so. We still have some time before the event, and your sponsorship means that we'll be able to give out more supplies.
The full interview is available across all 284 Media platforms. And viewers, that is it for today's news roundup. Be sure to follow us for daily updates at 284media.com, like us on Facebook at 284 Media, and 284 BVI on Instagram, X, and Threads. I'm Jacko Whitting, and I will see you again next week, so have yourself a safe and enjoyable weekend. Goodbye.
The wait is over! CCT Fire is here! Experience ultra-fast downloads, seamless streaming, and even more reliable connectivity on an all-new fire-blazing super-fast CCT Fiber network. CCT Fire, bring it home and upgrade today.
Is someone gonna get that?
Hello.
Hello. So nice of you to have cleaned up for us. Hi, baby.
We're like in-laws that don't show up unannounced.
Don't worry. I've got this.
CG Insurance. Good like that.
Is that my lunch? Is that my lunch?
We're like the coworker that doesn't eat your lunch.
I'm John. I'm John.
CG Insurance. Good like that.